Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From Red State and eventually Washington Post, they both shared the same news. The Biden administration's mistreatment of the National Guard just got much worse. I'm trying to imagine a situation in which President Trump demanded the National Guard be deployed to the Capitol, made them sleep outside after he was done using them for a photo op, and then hundreds of them tested positive or are quarantined from the COVID because of how bad the planning was. I'm gonna guess there would be no end to the wailing and gnashing of teeth. But because Joe Biden is president, this is apparently fine. And it is fine, according to these people, because, well, they dumped them into a garage, a cold garage, with one toilet for thousands upon thousands of troops, with one toilet. One bathroom, actually, just one bathroom, with only a couple of toilets. Do you think that's how you thank them for the services that they rendered in giving you the idea that your inauguration had a lot of people? In keeping you safe? This is how you thank them? But, well, after all, this is Biden's America. Alright, hundreds of National Guard men who support Washington after January 6th assault on US Capitol have tested positive or are quarantined nearby hotels. Packed us together like sardines. Hundreds of National Guard in Washington, D.C. have tested positive for hashtag COVID-19 or are quarantining English in nearby hotels. To be fair, crazy Nancy Skeletor Pelosi was also part of this. She made the initial demand, according to reports, for the National Guard to be deployed in the Capitol area. This was in response to the riot that lasted all of the 3 hours a week earlier. The deployment and its subsequent escalation in numbers was a massive overreaction. Well, that's pretty much the definition of Democrats, overreacting over things. So, we don't have 25,000 troops in Afghanistan, thanks to Trump. Well, don't worry, Red State, don't worry, soon enough, there will be over 25,000 troops in Afghanistan. Don't worry about that. Biden is gonna take care of that. And as Babylon B puts it, these troops are so damn ungrateful. Why can't they just wait a couple of days until they are sent into a more sunny and drier place like Syria, Iraq, or Afghanistan? Ungrateful, right? Ungrateful. Alright, back to the news, because this is starting to irritate me. But we needed that money to secure a single building and an inaugural event that no one attended? No, this was always about using the troops as a pawns to draw a contrast between Trump and Biden. And Biden is, after all. And kind of acting like Xi Jinping, the new president wanted to take office under the guise of a supposed grave threat that didn't actually exist, having troops everywhere, while the media talked about how it's like Baghdad played right into that narrative. The moment those troops no longer serve the narrative, though, Biden administrations kicked them to the curb. I mean that, literally. They slept on the curb in a parking garage last night because they were ordered out of the Capitol. Why not just send them home? Why don't just leave them at the Capitol until they are redeployed again? Well, of course not. Last I checked, the president is the commander-in-chief and responsible anytime something like that happens. Of course, the media did not ask the Biden administration a single question on that front during today's press conference. And quite frankly, interestingly enough, the press secretary, she wasn't wearing any masks in a federal building in a closed environment. But then again, rules for thee, but never, never, never for me. Democrats' new slogan. On that note, I probably should take time to actually design the Democrats' new logo. Anytime you'll be asked about all the positive I jumped like that. Why not just send them home? Last I checked, the president, anytime something like that, of course immediately not. Anyone think they'll be asked about all the positive COVID diagnoses to the next month go around? No, don't hold your breath. Of course not. And then we go and switch to Washington Post, because they are showing the actual picture here. I'm not gonna play the video, but as you can see, they were sleeping inside the garage, and in the garage, it was not only cold. Obviously, they're troops. They are used to... Sorry, I'm a bit sleepy. They are used to harsh environments, to sleep anywhere and things like that. But if you had the option, the actual option, to send them into a warmer place like the capital, where they were based to, that would be the most logical idea if you're not going to use them anymore until they are redeployed again, until the army takes them out of there, instead of sending them to the curb to hide them from view, leaving them on a place with one toilet. Seriously? That's not how you treat your troops. Let's see. National Guard members allowed back at the Capitol after they were banished to a parking garage. They finally sent them back to the Capitol. But the most interesting bit is that the Trump hotels in the region, guess what? Trump said that they should stay there for free. That they could use the hotels stuff for free. And what did Biden do? Nothing of the sort. Hundreds of National Guard members forced the US Capitol and to the parking garage the night were allowed to return indoors to rest. Oh, finally! Defense officials said Friday, after photos of soldiers lying on concrete prompted outrage from lawmakers, mostly from the Republicans and normal average Joe. And obviously the army as well, and all the people, Democrats, they don't care. The abrupt transfer came Thursday afternoon with no explanation. Two soldiers told the Washington Post that troops were using space at the Capitol to relax in between guard shifts, but relocating to the parking garage put them in close quarters with moving cars, exhaust fumes, few toilets, and troops potentially infected with the coronavirus, the soldier said. I can't use the actual name of the virus because Karen Tube likes to censor shit. Alright, let's jump in. National Guard officials did not resolve the contradiction in Friday's statement, but denied allegations made on the request of the agent from lawmakers. Never even military federal. Holy shit, that's a lot. A defense official speaking on the condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the issue, said on Friday that there is planning underway that would have at least 7,000 guard members at work in Washington through at least mid-March. Jesus Christ, what the level of paranoia is this? When Antifa was actually killing people, was actually invading federal buildings, burning people alive, killing people, attacking people, destroying property, and taking parts of the actual US ground territory and creating their own autonomous zone. They didn't do diddly squat, but this. A couple of dozen people invaded the Capitol, misguided by some attempted things that happened, and then I cannot go into details because Karen too, as usual. And they exaggerate with 7,000 people. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these people? The officials said the coronavirus cases among thousands of guardsmen continue to climb, pushing some of them into isolation in hotel rooms in the region. None of Maryland said he potentially knows several others have been infected. He laughed when asked by a reporter to describe protocols in place to mitigate the spread of the virus. There is none, he said. We are on top of each other all day, every day. We've given up. Welcome to Biden's America. Apparently, the Democrats, CNN, Vox, NBC, BBC, and the other C's and other idiotic nonsense grilled Trump that he didn't have, protocols to mitigate the spread of the virus. or he had them, but it wasn't enough. But since this is Biden administration, they don't care. Washington Post actually just dedicated to say this at one of the few paragraphs, the last paragraphs. They should question the press secretary. They should question Biden administration over this. But no, they won't, because after all, they got what they wanted. Now they are going to defend and do the propaganda for Biden. In fact, I think the media is going to act exactly like the media in North Korea and in China, in which the media is in fact the arm and the propaganda, or actually the propaganda arm of the ruling party. It's pretty much the same thing in Russia as well. The only difference is that the government doesn't officially own them. Although, despite that, lots of Democrats actually do own certain media outlets. So, anyway, alright, so thank you for watching. Oh, wait, no, that's the end. Seriously, I keep fumbling my outro. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and head to minds.com/Dr. Jester for spicier content. If you want more tame content with censorship, with me trying to fumble my way on trying to censor myself and on CurrentTube, then stay here, right here, on youtube.com/Dr. Jester. Thank you for watching. You see, that's when I should say thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Good night.